Good evening, afternoon or morning, whenever it is, and wherever you are, New Zealand or the world. My name is Lucas Lawmans, and this is Kiwi Voice, where we cover news and interviews that the mainstream media won't from New Zealand and around the world. Freedom-minded news, you might say. On top of this, what I've been doing over the last few weeks is sharing with the people out there some of the breath work, meditation and yoga that I've been doing over the past year. It's come into my life and completely changed the game for me. Today we're going to get into some yoga, and there's a few points to cover off before we do so. This is around a 25 to 30 minute sequence, and it starts off slow, warms you up, stretches you into it before we finish off with something a bit more technical and a bit more of a sun salutation, although I couldn't say that it's an official one as of yet. So all you official yoga instructors and practitioners out there, give me some space. I'm absolutely just sharing with people what I enjoy. On the other side of things, be very, very careful. Don't push too hard at all. Don't worry if you can't get to certain positions. Do what you can, as long as you're feeling a stretch and it feels good and you're breathing. That is key. That is absolutely everything. Do not worry about function and form if you're a beginner. That comes much, much later. Get amongst it. Now, everything in this sequence is based around breath, as yoga is and as yoga should be. Focus on your breath. Use it as a form of meditation while you put your body through some of these poses that just feel absolutely amazing. If you are struggling, like I say, don't push. Take some time, take the breath, and focus on the breath, and everything will become easier. At any stage, you can opt out. Join me all the way through if you can. If you can't, no worries. Let's get amongst it. Enough talking. Here is a yoga sequence, starting slow and moving into some sun salutations that I've come up with. Let's get amongst it. In your most comfortable shorts and tee, lay down and start in constructive rest. Feet flat on the floor, slightly wider than hips distance apart, knees together, hands on your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your breath through your belly. On the exhale, feel your back broaden, and really use this to sink in. When ready, exhale, bring your right knee into your chest, hold close to the ankle. Let's take 3 cycles of breath here. Bring it closer, feel the release in your hip. Keep your arms wide and open to enable the breath. Exhale, inhale, left knee into your chest. 3 cycles of breath, holding close to the ankle. Try and increase the form by bending the elbows and keeping the chest wide to enable a free breath. It's all about the breath. Left leg down, right leg up. Exhale, draw it closer into your chest. Couple of cycles of breath as you really start to feel the breath flow through your torso. Right leg down, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, pull it closer and feel that release in your left hip. Soak it in, and when ready, exhale down. Inhale, right leg up. Again, keep those arms wide, enable that free breath, and bring your head to your knee. Hold for a cycle or 2 cycles of breath. Gently lower back down. Exhale, and the left leg close into your chest. 1 cycle. Bring your head forward, nose to knee, knee to nose, feet flexed. It's amazing what flexing the feet will do. It makes the whole pose easier. Exhale and bring your left leg down, and right leg back up into your chest. 1 cycle of breath before bringing your head to your knee slowly, nose to knee. Take the cycle of breath, ease out on the exhale, right leg down, left leg into your chest. 1 cycle of breath before lifting your head to your knee, nose to knee, Another cycle of breath. On the exhale, lower yourself back down and put your left leg back down to the ground, and right leg again. Nose to knee. Exhale, flex those feet back down one cycle, and left leg. Now we've sped up to one cycle in, head to knee, nose to knee, knee to nose. Exhale, left leg back down, hands on the belly, back to constructive rest. Readjust yourself now so you can fit your arms over your head, right leg up in the air. Inhale, internally rotate it. Exhale, externally rotate it. Inhale, internally rotate it. Exhale, externally rotate it. Inhale, internally rotate it before bringing your ankle to your knee. Reach forward and grab your left shin into this pretzel-like position and breathe. Just breathe. Feel the stretch right along both arms, across your hamstring. Again, if it's feeling too much, pull back, ease. We're going through 3 to 5 cycles of breath here, depending on your depth. Left leg down, arms overhead. Stretch right through the right leg and both arms as you lower slowly. Stretch it when it hits the ground and bring hands back to belly. Now your left leg up in the air with the stretch. Inhale, internally rotate it. Exhale, externally rotate it. Inhale, internally rotate. Exhale, externally rotate. Inhale, internally rotate. Exhale as we bring the ankle to the knee. Reach forward and grab your right shin before lowering slowly and breathe in. Through all of these motions, remember the breath is everything. Again, don't push too hard. Feel the breath work with the entire length of your body. I love the stretch feeling in the hamstring here. Hands back overhead on the exhale. Left leg up in the air. Stretch those arms strongly as you bring the left leg down. Stretch when it hits the ground. Flex those feet and back to constructive rest. Take a couple of cycles of breath. Right leg back up in the air. Hands to your side to stable. Ankle to knee once again. Reach forward and cradle your right knee and left ankle while you bring your left leg up strongly. Again, as comfortable as you feel. Do not push as you layer gently your left leg down. This does not have to be flat on the ground. You'll see the bow in my leg there. The stretch is coming across my hamstring, my upper back, and somewhat in my neck. Exhale, lower down, hands back overhead again, reaching strongly as you bring the right leg down. Slowly, when it hits the ground, both together, stretch and back to constructive rest. Take a breath. Take 2. Now we're going to bring the left leg up in the air. Externally rotate it, ankle to knee. Same again, bring the knee forward, cradle with your right arm on the ankle and left arm on the knee. Bring your right leg down. Once it hits the ground, breathe. Hold and breathe. Feel that stretch right across the back hamstring and calf muscle of the left leg. Hands overhead now, left leg in the air, stretching as you bring it to the ground. Stretch right through a top and bottom, legs and arms before back to constructive rest. Both legs up in the air. Bring them close to you and move into reclined Cobblers pose. Feet together, knees out to each side of your elbows. This should feel comfortable, relaxed, very little strain. Don't worry about the angle you've got. When ready after 2 cycles of breath, both legs up straight and grab to the inside of your feet as you take happy baby's pose. Right knee and left knee into subsequent armpits. Bring those down and breathe. Breathe right through your belly, which will force through the stretch in the right hamstring. Now both legs straight as you bring your arms down and back to reclined cobbler pose. That soles of the feet together, comfortable as far as you want to push it, up or down, but breathe. We're holding this for 2 or 3 cycles of breath before both legs up in the air, arms above head, and bring both legs down slowly. If this is too difficult, bend your legs and slide along the ground before stretching once the ground is reached, and back to constructive rest. Cross your right shin over your left before bringing both knees into your chest, rolling over to your right side. Use your hands as you're ready to get up and move into simple cross-legged pose. Once completely comfortable, you're going to lift your right arm up as you slide your left arm along the ground and go into a deep side bend to the left. Breathe. Feel the stretch along the total right side of your body and the underside of the left side of your body. And breathe. Look upwards before leaning forward slowly, rolling through to the center and coming back to start the right side. Right arm slides along the ground, left arm overhead until you feel the stretch you're comfortable with on your left side. Take a moment to look up as you breathe before rolling through the center. Inhale and come up. Taking a moment or two to breathe before walking slowly into downward facing dog, one of the most used poses in all the yoga that I have experienced to this point. We're going to take 5 cycles of breath here. So feet apart at the rear with a tall bend at the lower back before bringing your left foot forward and coming into a lunge. Again, to the level that you feel comfortable. Now let's bend and straighten the leg. The front leg is your anchor. The right leg stretches in the same as they support each other. Come forward and look up before moving back and look back at your back leg. Lunge forward and look up using your hands for support. Make sure you're comfortable. Look back at your back leg. You can hold these for as long or as short as you like before moving back into downward facing dog. Your right leg forward now as we move into the second half of the lunge. Push that chest forward and look up before stretching backwards and looking back at the back leg. Lunge forward and look forward. Push the chest forward. As we adjust, looking at the back leg before lunging forward and looking forward and up. Push that chest forward, looking back again just as far as you feel comfortable, lunging forward and looking up, pushing that chest forward, again looking back at the back leg as we lunge forward and take that inhale in and look forward up and slight back bend as we look back before moving back to downward facing dog. 1 or 2 cycles of breath as we prepare to come into triangle pose. Left foot forward, anchoring the right foot. We're going to stand up, arms out to the side when ready, once anchored. Right foot in, arms out. Build your foundation with the left foot in, adjust with the right foot out 90 before turning to the right and coming into triangle pose. Now if you can't reach the ground comfortably, put your right hand on your shin or your feet or a block. Left arm stretches upwards, opens that chest. Feel that stretch in every single place. Make sure that left leg is anchored. The right leg stays straight and long. Feel the big inhale stretch every part across the front of your chest as you Inhale and come up. Turn the right foot in, 15, the left foot out, 90. Arms still out as we lean now into triangle pose to the left. Again, as far down, if you can't reach the ground comfortably, then put your hands on your shin or the top of your feet or a block. Feel that amazing stretch and release as you exhale in. Open the chest, open the back body, open the right side of your body as you stretch through. Inhale, swoop down and move into plank position before coming down into push-up position and an upward facing dog and back to downward facing dog. Now 3 or 4 cycles of breath here as we prepare to stretch our right and left legs up into the air. Adjust your hands comfortably so you've got a good base grounding and lift your right leg up and bend. Bend it more and back over your waist as far as you feel comfortable. Now slowly swing it forward, bring your knee to your nose, back to downward facing dog on the exhale. Right leg now up and bend and over, open the chest, breathe. Breathe, look through underneath your left armpit as you bring your left knee to your nose. All in one motion, exhale back to downward facing dog. We're going to do this again. Right leg up and over and stretch and hold it and breathe. Feel your chest open as you slowly bring through weight on your arms, knee to nose, back to downward facing dog. Left leg now, up and bent and over, stretch across the top of your thigh and your chest. Holding, exhale, bring the knee through to the nose. Inhale and back to downward facing dog. Move to all fours, cross your legs and move behind your shins. We're going to sit in staff pose before moving to where you feel comfortable and move into Cobblers pose. As we adjust ourselves here again, which is hard work. Feel Cobblers pose right through both inside thighs. Hands down beside you, lift your chest and collapse your chest. Inhale, lift, and exhale, collapse. Lift your knees together slowly, move to staff pose. Hands beside you, press those legs down, flex your feet. It looks like a nothing pose, but use it. Use it to stretch, push those legs into the ground. Before bringing your legs back to Cobblers pose, feel the stretch, arms down beside you. Inhale and exhale. Bring your legs out to wide angle seated pose, as comfortable as you feel, not too far. Hands down beside your waist. Again, press those legs in to the ground. Feel the stretch. Leaning back on your hands before lifting your knees back to Cobblers pose. Hands down beside you again. Big inhale in before stretching out to staff pose. And lift and collapse before bringing back to Cobblers pose. Hands to beside you and inhale, exhale before lifting out to wide angle seated pose. Hands beside you, inhale, exhale, bring in to Cobblers pose. Hand beside you and lifting before staff pose. And inhale, lifting. Bring your knees into your chest, out to half. Now full boat pose. Legs in the air, stretch and back to Cobblers pose. And staff pose. Hands beside you. Inhale and Cobblers pose. Hands beside you and wide angle seated pose. Once again, stretch there, press legs down, exhale. Now reach out to your right leg with your right arm. Lift your left arm over for a side bend to your right. I keep my top arm bent. You can keep it straight, whatever feels the best along the side, the left side of your body as you breathe. Through all of these, do not forget to take nice long breaths or what suits your rhythm. Come through to the center. And now we're going side bend to the left. Again, Reach the inside of your hand over to your foot, your right arm over, bent or straight, whichever stretches your side body the best for you. And breathe. Feel the stretch increase on the inhale through the center. And back before lifting your knees back to Cobblers pose. And out to staff pose. Push your legs into the ground and feel that stretch underneath, along the sides of your body also. Take an extra cycle of breath, cross your legs, now move forward before standing firm. We're going to stand with our feet now around 3 to 4 feet apart. Lift your arms out to the side, bring your hands to prayer, exhale, swan dive through. Place your hands on the ground directly under your shoulders between your feet before sliding to the left. If you have a dog, tell them to get out of shot. And come across to your right. Now use your hands as support through this sequence. I'm just going to readjust here, wider, go across to the left and go deeper this time, over to the right. Feel the stretch again, feel your own body and adjust. As you come over to the left and over to the right, deeper as you go each time. You can hold for longer on these on the inhale and the exhale. It's up to you. Sometimes faster some days, sometimes longer holds some days before coming further over. We're going to go right over to a complete squat. This one, put as much weight as you like on your hands to support yourself through this whole sequence. As we look forward and stretch the chest upwards and keep that breath free before gracefully coming through and over to the right side, right through onto the heel, and feel that stretch come through the hamstring. Looking forward, breathing, keeping that chest open. As we come back to, we're going to bring these legs a little bit wider, arms out to the side, inhale, exhale to prayer before swan dive forward again. This time, bring your hands further in between your feet, as comfortable as you feel. You may want to put your hands on your ankles, you may want to put them flat on the ground, whatever suits you and feels good, while you breathe deep forward bend. Holding and breathing. Inhale, bring your legs together as you use your hands to support. Bend your knees, hands on the hip, and come up. Okay, so move to the center of your mat. We're now going to get into some sun salutation. Arms out, exhale, inhale, hands above the head, and swan dive forward into standing forward bend with bent legs. Hands on the ground, chest forward. Stay here for a couple of cycles of breath before exhaling and bringing your head to your shins. You may wish to put your hands on your calves, on the ground, or on blocks, whatever is comfortable for you. Inhale, lean forward, chest forward, hands to the ground, another cycle of breath. Exhale, come into the standing forward bend. Again, bend as whatever is comfortable for you. Do not worry about others' form and function, whatever feels good for you. As you inhale and look forward and come up to powerful pose, knees bent, holding strong, great foundation. Breathe, arms in the air as you look up, come up to a full back bend, and arms down to mountain pose. Inhale, hands to the side. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, swan dive forward into a bent leg, standing forward bend. One cycle of breath, hands forward, chest forward before exhale, coming into a full standing forward bend, as far or as little as is comfortable. Check on your dog, put your head forward, bend your legs, chest forward, head forward before coming up to powerful pose, legs bent, standing up to a full standing back bend, not too far. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, hands to the side. Exhale, prayer position. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, swan dive forward to full standing forward bend. Hands forward, moving back to downward facing dog. Take a cycle of breath before bringing your left foot forward. Move into a warrior one when ready. Hands above the head. Left leg bent forward. Hands in the sky. 5 cycles of breath. Hold the pose. Enjoy the pose. Breathe. Swan dive forward into plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot comes forward. Inhale, warrior one. Bend that knee forward, arms in the air, 3 cycles of breath. Keep looking forward, adjust the pose, feel the strength in the back leg as much as your front leg. Bring those hands together as you exhale and come into plank position, push-up position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we bring the left foot forward again, we're going to move forward into warrior one, set warrior one, before shifting the weight of your body across the top of your left leg and moving into warrior three, and stretch. 3 cycles of breath. Stretch the back leg out as far as you can, but let go of the inner struggle. Focus on the balance and straight ahead across the front of your hands. Come back, set warrior one, before exhaling down back to plank position, push-up position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot's going to step forward now. Inhale, set to warrior one, knees bent, before inhaling and shifting your weight forward across the front of your leg. Exhale, warrior three. This is tough, I know it's tough. Have fun with it, have fun with it. Let go of that struggle, breathe, concentrate, but enjoy. Lost my balance there, back forward to warrior one, reset warrior one. Exhale down to plank position, push-up position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath. You've done so well. You've earned all of this, team. You've done so well. It's been a great effort today. As we breath, feel the jump forward. To a bent leg standing forward bend. Inhale before exhaling into full standing forward bend. As comfortable as you feel, you may want to get deeper here as you exhale and feel the breath push you into the stretch. Only as far as you can go though before inhaling and coming up to powerful pose, knees bent, full standing back bend. Exhale, mountain pose. Breathe, find your center. Bend your legs, sit in hero's pose. If this is uncomfortable, find yourself a block or a pillow. Bring your hands to prayer. Take a couple of deep breaths. Cross your legs, move back, and move into constructive rest. Hands on the belly, legs flat on the ground, slightly wider than hips distance apart. You earned this. Constructive rest. Feel the breath fill your body. Stretch your right leg up and out, hands to the side as you, and your left leg as you steady yourself, adjust till you're fully comfortable on your back, elbows on the ground, stretching out, before you finally release both your legs and your arms and the rest of your body. Deep relaxation. Breathe deeply here and feel the fruits of your efforts. The deep bends in the sun salutation at the last part aids in feeling deeply relaxed. Feel the breath fill your body right through your legs before bringing your knees to your chest, rolling over to your right side. Rest your head on your right arm as a pillow, balancing yourself with your left before using your arms to get up. Sit in simple cross-legged pose. Adjust to full comfort. Bring your hands to your chest in prayer. Exhale. Namaste.